Hello and welcome to the weekend, race fans. I'm Sean, and this is RaiderIO's Race to World First Daily Recap. Most splits are done, and Mythic progression is finally in full swing, so let's jump right in. After some heartbreakingly low wipes, Chinese team Hot Pot Hero finally found their Sprocketmonger kill on pull 226. This kill puts them World 4th and China 1st, and spit them out into the Gallywix to face the one-armed Bandit. The Hungry Heroes are currently the only guild working on Bandit, so a kill on it this week will further cement their position on the leaderboard. Hot Pot Hero peers Jitiang Hung, who are currently World 6th and China 2nd, continued their Sprocketmonger prog, ending the day at 18.5% in 162 pulls. As we anticipated, Method began their day by whittling down One-Armed Bandit's health to a sliver in pursuit of that World 3rd kill. They had some painfully close wipes before finally securing the kill in 102 pulls.
I got something to these. No way, man.
When Method moved onward to Mugsy, we finally had the big three guilds settled in for the long haul on the heads of security. Despite starting out behind, Method made impressive progress throughout the remainder of their raid day and went to bed with their best attempt at 25.5% after only 36 pulls. Echo's day began on Mugsy, and while their initial best was in the 20% range, they quickly made it back to 28.3% with some strat and comp adjustments, thanks in part to their bench player testing squad.
The poor lad traveled all the way to Europe to be sat in what is the testing squad.
Unfortunately, their prog was slightly hampered by Perfecto's name change shenanigans.
Perfecto logged out to swap out of Void Elf characters, and he asked Mirrors, "Can I change my name?" And Mirrors said no. And he asked Scribe, "Can I change my name?" And Scribe said no. So anyway, he tried to change his name, and it bugged his character out, and he can't log in.
Whoopsie. Thankfully, this was eventually fixed, and Echo continued to work towards a world first Mugsy kill. Late in the day, Echo became remarkably consistent at pushing into Phase 2, and were the first guild to see the Enrage. While they stayed up an extra hour, confident they could push through to get the kill, Echo did go to bed without Mugsy's heads on a platter. They finished out the day at a best pull of 10% and 114 pulls in total, and were leading the pack in prog for quite a while.
If you were ever thinking about closing this stream, you gotta not do that, because there are some very cool ideas that we heard discussed over breakfast that might get played.
Liquid began their day by testing some positioning and strat adjustments they had apparently cooked up over breakfast, including a return to 4 healing, though they quickly gave up on these adjustments as they saw no noticeable improvements and only a single P2 pull after an hour of prog. The shift back to their old strategy seemed to have done the trick, because Liquid saw their first huge new best of the day with a 10.9% wipe, a 6% improvement from their previous best. Mugsy saw another nerf yesterday about midway through the NA day, halting the boss's stacking damage buff from accumulating during intermission.
Players are now able to pick up another half spark with their revival catalyst. That's why they're doing this.
Alongside this change, Blizzard also released another half spark of Fortune's quest at the revival catalyst, giving all players access to at least 2 full sparks. Naturally, the big three halted prog long enough to send their raiders out to do delves and craft those major two-handed weapon upgrades before returning to Mugsy's stone jails. And then...
And yeah, if you're having trouble logging in, the authentication servers are currently having a little oopsie.
Oh no.
NA authentication servers began to struggle once again. Players could not stay connected or reconnect, and faced so many issues that Liquid was forced to run delves and even start up another split rather than continuing the Mugsy progression they had planned on. More splits. Gross. When servers finally calmed down, Liquid resumed their progression and had us all on the edge of our seats with a 1.9% wipe. After a dinner break and a chance to refocus, Liquid hit a streak of incredible consistency in their pulls before finally killing Mugsy, the heads of security, on pull 149.
Just burn. That cast will kill everyone. Any immunities you have to stay alive here. Can they finish the boss? It's a world first.
We're on to Gallywix. Let's go.
Liquid. Let's go.
They now sit at world first going into Gallywix progression. Of course, Liquid went dark for the remainder of the evening in order to explore the Gallywix fight in seclusion. Max still strongly believes there will be a secret phase, so it certainly seems like we'll be in for a treat when we do get to take a peek at the Chrome King.
For every boss ever, there's just some spells attached to them, and they've been like, it could have been something that was part of the fight 3 months ago in its development, and then they stopped having it. But for all Mythic phases ever, what's been true is those fights, those mechanics keep getting updated with everything else. They're just not in the journal. And why would you do that if it wasn't part of the fight that you don't know yet? That has happened with this boss.
We are on high alert now, folks. The penultimate boss has perished, and one guild already stands before the final boss of the Liberation of Undermine. The race may just end this weekend, but which guild will emerge victorious? For analysis, details, and all the predictions, head over to RaiderIO/RWF and check back here tomorrow for another RaiderIO Race to World First Daily Recap. Could it be our last?